I'm back, and straight away, it's a little bit late at the end of the day, but I suddenly remembered I've got one of these things, which you often see Big Clive using, and it's a temperature checker sensor thing for soldering irons. You put one of these, it comes with a pack of spare sensor bits that go on these three prongs. You turn it on, you put some solder on your iron, and you touch the iron to the center bit here and see what temperature it comes out at. Now I've got my Hakko set to 330 degrees. I've got a Pinecil set to 330 degrees once it stabilizes, and I've got the Sugon here set to 330 degrees. Once it's out, that'll flip up to 330 degrees. Let's start with the Hakko first, because that's the one that I used most recently. And they've all got very, very similar tips on this kind of, I don't know, what are they, 2mm wedge tips, and just a dab of solder on there, and then hold the iron onto that middle bit. And the Hakko is set to 330, but it's coming up at usually about 318, 317, 318. So a little bit low. And that's why I bought this, because I wanted to make sure that the Hakko was calibrated right. And the Pinecil, which has got updated firmware on it, same sort of tip, almost bang on, just over a couple of degrees, and probably within margin of error. That I would be very happy with, and quite impressed with the Pinecil. Always have been. Great little iron, great for the price, an absolutely stunning iron. Now I'm going to let the Sugon get up to temperature. You might notice on the thermal camera, if I can get it in, that the tip doesn't really show up very well on the thermal camera. And when I've actually measured the temperature of the tip with a thermal camera, it doesn't give a true reading, because the tip is very shiny, and that doesn't work very well with thermal cameras. It'll give you a temperature further up, but not actually of the tip. So the Sugon at 330 degrees is only giving me a 308. That's not very good. Right, so what I need to do is press and hold set, and it will go into calibration mode. So I want to add 15. All right, and that's jumped up to 325. Let's get it right. So I need to add another 5. There we go. 331 degrees. So if I change that to, actually, let's go to 400. Yeah, that's close enough. Let's let it cool down. I'm going to actually set it to 350. It's already cooled down. 348. I'm happy with that. 350. And then we're cooling down to 330. It's quite well stabilized. I know Lee Smith said in one of the comments that, and he said to me previously in chat, that the third-party tips weren't quite as stable temperature-wise, and he said that when you change temperature, you'd see this power meter fluctuating. Don't see that on this. These seem to be really stable. I've only actually attached these two wedge ones though. I've not tried one of the other ones, so let's put this big knife tip one in instead. Oh, should probably turn that off. little bit of smoke coming off of it, oils and things. That's gone up to 350 on there. What does that give me on here? It's difficult to get flat contact. This 348. Yep, I'm happy with that. Very, very happy actually. But something worth noting that if you get one of these, it will need calibrating. These only cost about £15 or something. They're quite cheap and very, very plasticky, but they serve a purpose. I don't know how accurate they are. I could be setting this miles out. But look at that. The printing on that is all abysmal. It's not good, but it does seem to work. But yeah, happy days. I'm happy with my purchase. Go about your business.